evening, everybody, and welcome to SAFC Fan TV and another edition of the Thursday Night Live with the lads and myself, Sean Middleton. We have Conrad Lee, we have the Man Mistake, we have Michael Bowers, and we have Steve Cass. And also, we have a special guest this week who needs no introduction. All I want to say is, listen up.
Exactly what to do with that then. Sunderland do, and it's to clear it to Grant Ledbetter. Infield slightly. Murphy, he's only got one man. Back in defence. He finds Carl Edwards, the second in support. Long range Edwards.
Good moments, good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Just stick it to my veins.
Yeah.
Listen.
It's on the banks of the Weir.
I think it's still traveling, is it? It's still traveling, yeah. The commentary for that goal was it's I think it's better than the goal.
No. It's close, but no.
Brilliant.
Listen.
I said that was brilliant. Did you think it would be good?
Anyway, there you go. Absolutely. Still to this day, Carlos, I must admit, still to this day, when I watched that goal, like the hairs on the back of my neck stand up, was absolutely unbelievable goal, unbelievable feeling. I'll introduce you to Carlos Edwards on the show. Round of applause for Carlos Edwards. Hey.
Good to be on.
Are you keeping me?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm all good. You know, down in Ipswich here, and just relaxing, doing a bit of, what I do best.
Which is what, Carlos? What do you do best?
Sit at home.
But a king at that.
We're all becoming good at that one at the minute.
Exactly.
Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, please. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we really appreciate it if you subscribe. If you're unsure how to subscribe, just ask somebody. It only takes 2 minutes. It's absolutely free, and it doesn't cost a penny. Anyway, I'm going to go straight to the statement of yesterday. There was a statement released by the club. I'll just read the last bit out of it, and then I'll get your thoughts on it, Carlos.
Okay.
The chief executive, Jim Rodwell, released a statement saying, "It is with a heavy heart that I have informed the AFL that we are unable to play our next 3 league fixtures. The welfare of our players, staff and opponents remains the number one priority, and following detailed conversations with the relevant authorities, we have also taken the responsibility decision to close the academy life for a 10-day period. On behalf of everyone at the club, I wish all of those affected a swift and complete recovery." So, Carlos, obviously it's unfortunate what's happened. What's your thoughts on that, on the statement by the club?
I mean, first and foremost, the health and well-being of the players and everyone associated with the club, it's the main priority. So I think it's a good call to say to the league, listen, this is the situation, because we all know, not just in Europe or England, we all know that the pandemic is worldwide. So I think it's a good step in the right direction to maybe get as much as the players I shouldn't say fringe players, but the players who is not in the 25-man squad. They might be thinking, they're going to get a chance. But then as a club at Sunderland, you want your best players there at this present time to, fulfill whatever fixture that you got. You want your strongest team. So taking that step back, I think it's a plus.
Yeah, I see it. The safety is paramount. Lads, Conrad, what's your views on the statement by the club? I'll ask you all your opinions, and just one by one.
I thought it was the right thing to do. I know we were talking about it the other night on there, because at the very I know we've had before the thing about fixture pile up later on in the season. It's never a good thing, but I suppose at this point, based on the game the other night, we lost, like I said, from Lincoln, we lost the 4 people who were directly involved in all of the goals and our sort of attacking forward. So I think for me, it was the right idea just to go, look, let's worry about the fixtures later on. Let's get everyone safe. And then at the very least, I suppose it's a rest while the others are still playing. So we come back fresh for whoever's on the 27th or 28th, I think.
29th we play
29th.
Accrington away, I think.
29th, that's the one. So yeah, at least we get a bit of a rest for that one, I guess.
Yeah. Steve, what was your thoughts on the club statement made? Obviously, yesterday by Jim Robble, and I mean the safety's paramount of the players, etc. I mean, Tuesday I was sort of surprised that the game went ahead. To be fair, so what's your views on that? The statement by the club.
Same as the lads just said there. Just safety, got to be safety first. Was a bit surprised on Tuesday though, because there was rumours that the game might not have played, and there was rumours backwards and forwards, so you didn't really know what was going on. The club came out and said that obviously there's been certain members had the virus, but they didn't mention who. Obviously keeping people safe, but as soon as the team sheet hit, we all knew which players was good.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, it had to be the likes of McGeady, Maguire, Wyke, who's probably our better players. No disrespect against the other lads, but them lads obviously are they've come into, especially McGeady's come back in, looking very dangerous again. Maguire still hasn't kicked on, but he showed spells against Lincoln, and obviously our top scorer. So it was always going to be tough.
Yeah.
But let's say totally safety's got to go first. I'm very surprised the game was even went ahead on Tuesday. But I say that it was a 1-1. But you had Gucci, you had O'Brien who played a full game, didn't he? Did he play a full game on Tuesday?
I think so. Yeah, I think he did.
I think he did. Yeah.
And then you had obviously Willis coming in as well, which even Lee Johnson said they should have been nowhere near a starting 11 or even squad. Obviously, they should have been at least 2 or 3 weeks away. But obviously, them lads have come in, they've put their hands up and said, yeah, we'll play. They're putting themselves on line, on risk, really. But for not unnecessarily. But say it was a very slow game, but was it about an hour's notice, an hour and a half's notice for the manager to pick a completely new team? To get some new lads in?
Yeah, he wasn't very happy with Lee Johnson. He
was furious. You could tell the interview.
I don't think anyone want to be put in that position at that lastminute.com to, but.
Yeah, what would you?
We've got a point. So,
if you were in that situation, Carlos, what would you have done? Like, if you were Lee Johnson, I mean, if you could have postponed the game, would you, or do you think there's something?
I would have tried my best. From reading from obviously his report, I think he wanted. I mean, he did say after the game that the game shouldn't have been.
Should have went ahead. Yeah.
Went ahead because of the so many players was obviously isolated and stuff. Which, I mean, the league should have had more sense to say, okay, this is it. Maybe because of the journey, from Wimbledon to the journey to Sunderland, maybe they're putting that into consideration, thinking, well, they made the journey there already. Let's just play the game. But as I said before, safety come first. Like these players who travel up to Sunderland should have, it's no problem to head back down because they could still make the journey again, maybe in the late next year, early next year.
Yeah.
But we, as I say, we are just supporters, fans now, so we could only just say what we think is the best, and it's up to the federation and other people to make sure that things doesn't happen the way it did on Tuesday night.
My mistake. I'll just for company. I'll just say that all the people in the live chat. It's a big hi from all of us. Obviously, we've got a special guest on, Carlos Edwards, legend. So it's all about him tonight. So apologies that I'm not be reading any comments out, but just please hit the like button if you can, and please subscribe to our channel. Obviously, my mistake. The statement by the club yesterday. What's your feelings on that, mate?
100%. What should happen? Simple as they say. Like everybody's just said, the players' welfare and families' welfare comes way before football does. So it was 100% the right decision. It should have happened probably on Tuesday night. AFL, being AFL, completely incompetent.
Yeah.
Just they don't know what they're doing. They just haven't got a clue, to be honest. I think everyone's trying to pull the wool over their eyes. But like I said, we got a good point on Tuesday night. But everyone in the live chat has given Carlos Edwards the big thumbs up Carlos Edwards. For the Taffy Mackham says, Carlos Edwards, possibly the best 1.5 million player we've ever bought. Thank you very much, Luton Town.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, geez.
That says, holy shit, Carlos Edwards, what a great player. God bless the fella. Martin Wright says, so great to see Carlos. What a great player. And the Bristolian Mackham, nice one, Carlos. You brought us a lot of happy memories.
Top, man. Top. Love that.
Anyway,
love that.
Michael, just quickly your thoughts on the statement by the club.
It was coming, to be honest. I think when you look at how many players, well, apparently I think we were without 8 first-team players on Tuesday. I pretty much agree with everybody else about the game on Tuesday. It shouldn't have went ahead. And you could tell I only saw bits of the game, but you could tell looking at the performance, it wasn't the first team there. So in some respects, we did quite lucky to get anything out of the game, because Lee Johnson would have gone into Tuesday with a whole different team in mind, whole different tactics, whole different system, and you've got to switch everything up at the last minute. And we were 1-0 down, so to get something in some senses is all right. But like the game's coming up, it's right that they cancelled. And again, it's like the other lads have said, it's health and safety first. And like I agree with my mistake about the EFL. And it's not just for the way they've treated Sunderland, it's for the way they've treated a number of clubs over the last couple of years. You know, yeah. Bury being one example, Bolton being another one, constant other examples. And not to mention, I mean, since Tuesday, haven't we had like 4 new cases of COVID? I think the club said that apparently it's been reported in the media, or either in the media or by the club, that we've had 4 extra cases of COVID. So assuming they could, if they're first team regulars, we're without pretty much a whole team. So to postpone them, right decision. And hopefully when we come to play again, we're not too cut adrift of the top 2.
Yeah. Right, anyway, Carlos, the game on Tuesday night obviously finished Sunderland 1, AFC Wimbledon 1. I'll just get your views on that game. Did you watch the game on Tuesday night?
No, I didn't. What did I think? I was a bit preoccupied. Yeah, but it's only when
I was.
I was out and about. Obviously, not doing what I want to do. Obviously, obeying the rules and doing stuff. It's only when I got in I saw the result, and I was scratching my head thinking, 4-0, 1-1, and then when it registered that we were missing. You hear when I say we, I consider myself a black cat, so I always say we.
Nice one.
So yeah, when I saw we had players missing, I was like, oh, that's why. But I couldn't really think much into it because I didn't see the score, but I was hoping that it would have been the score that I was actually hoping it would have been, which would have been a victory. But as I say, a point is a point gain. You know, you start a game with a point, and if you finish with that point, then it's But those are the games that, especially at home, that you want to come away with the 3 points. But unfortunately, it didn't materialize. But as I say, we move on, and hopefully the boys and them that is isolating would get back. Do the right thing, get back, and then we will start pushing up the table once more.
Cheers, Carlos. Steve, the game on Tuesday night. What was your thoughts on the 1-1 draw against Wimbledon, mate?
So obviously, like I said before, the beginning, when you found out what's happened and the players that's missing, I think we did all right. Obviously, everything considering, Lee Johnson's going to do a completely new team sheet, new team talk, try to get lads in that's half injured or not fully fit or match fit. But I say it still was a bit slow from the back. Just seemed like we'd just be passing it backwards and forwards. I think we had was it like 75 or 70 something percent possession.
Wow.
Then bang, they go along the end and get a goal. I'm not sure about the penalty. I haven't seen a replay of the penalty.
It was the penalty. Yeah, it was a sloppy mistake. Yeah.
It looked, but the lads just skinned. Was it McFadden?
McFadden, he got on the wrong side, didn't he?
Got past him far too easy. Not that I'm a professional, because I'm not. I'm far from it.
He's a good player, really. He's a good player.
Yes, aye.
Yeah, appreciate that. Just got past the far too easy, but it's one of them things you live by your mistakes, don't you? Penalty was scored, then we get a decent ball in the box, and Bailey Wright, aka Messi, at the back post, smashes it in.
Messi.
I wish.
That was an unbelievable
Oh,
finish.
jeez. Was it?
Centre half with a left foot volley, aye.
Down on his chest and bang. I was
Wow.
like, at first I didn't know who it was. I was like, was it O'Brien or someone with a little bit of skill or something? But then, no, big Bailey Wright, loved it. But 1-1, they say, we take it, we move on, can't be helped. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Michael, I'll quickly get your views on the game on Tuesday, and then Carlos will ask you all the questions what we've been asked on social media, and then obviously we'll try and pick the best ones out of the live chat. So Conrad and my mistake, obviously, if you can find the best ones in there. Michael, what's your thoughts on Tuesday night's 1-1 draw, mate?
Well, obviously, as I said earlier, I didn't see much of the game. I saw probably 15, 20 minutes. And to be fair, when we go on about teams that we have to try and break teams down, to be fair, from what I saw towards the latter stage of the game, Wimbledon were creating the chances. So we can't say that they didn't go forward. Look, in normal circumstances, I would have been pretty furious at this result, because I think and to some extent, I do still consider it a not a great result, because it's one that I was disappointed not to win. When you look at the side on paper that played, you could argue that they should have been doing a bit better. But where I'm more accepting of the result, I should say, is again, you've had a team that has to come together at the very last minute and get in all the circumstances. And like you saw yourselves, everyone saw themselves. On the bench, we had youth players on there and players who hadn't even trained, let alone played any football.
Yeah.
So to come on in the second half. Obviously, the disappointing thing is that I like McFadzean. I think he's a decent left back. But yeah, I mean, don't give Wimbledon something to hang on to. Don't concede the penalty. There was no reason for him to concede it when you've got other players marking men in the box. And he wasn't really going anywhere. And even if he was, we've got men to deal with it anyway, like I said. But to be fair, come back. Bailey Wright seems to fancy a turn at playing up front. Scores a quality goal. I didn't see the goal till the end of the game because I was at work. But what a quality equaliser that is. To get a point in those circumstances, it could have been a lot worse. And when you look at the results, how they went in our favour, it could have been a hell of a lot worse. But hopefully, like I said, take it, move on. And hopefully by the time we play again, we're still in touching distance of the top two.
Yep.
Yeah. Well said, Michael. I'll go to social media, and Carlos, I'll get a few questions. What I'll do is I'll ask a question on social media, then I'll ask, obviously, Conrad, and we'll go around the lads on the panel. Yeah. Anyway, Levy off Twitter says, who's the best manager you've played under? The best manager.
The best manager I played under would be Brian Flynn.
Brian Flynn.
Yeah, from Wrexham.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were going to say Roy Keane.
Out of fear.
Good thing Roy Keane's not watching this, by the way.
Do they mean international-wise or domestic-wise?
I think it just means altogether.
Whichever you found better.
I mean, international-wise, it would be definitely Leo being Hacker. And obviously, as I said before, Brian Flynn from Wrexham, so I mean every manager has their different
styles.
Yeah. So
cheers, Carlos. Conrad, your first question, mate.
So I've kind of mixed mine with one that we got on here. So Fury SAFC, who I've seen in their live chat as well, said, does he still score worldies in his back garden? And I kind of wanted to mix in, when you took that shot against Burnley, so you were running towards the north stand, did you know when it had left your boot it was going in?
Oh yeah, 100%. I always say, like, how I struck that ball, I don't think I could. When you strike it and you connect with it, it's either two things: either it's ricocheted off the crossbar, the keeper got a worldly save, or it just absolutely keep going rose head, which it did. And as soon as I caught it, I knew straight away. Yeah, top bins.
Yeah. Cheers. That.
The Mama Snake, have you got a question for Carlos there, mate?
Yeah, Taffy Mackham wants to know what it was like to go to the 2006 World Cup.
Good question.
it's neck and neck with promotion with Sunderland to the Prem, but it's a special. Obviously, you can't take that away from anyone playing at the biggest stage in world football. So qualifying and playing all 3 games at the World Cup it's really special. It's up there. It's really up there with the best.
You played every minute, didn't you, as well for them?
I did.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
You were like, they're not subbing me. I'm playing.
Oh, hell no. They ain't doing that. You're crazy.
Yeah.
They're going to drag me off of that pitch, and yet still I get my claws into it.
Cheers, Carlos. Steve, have you got a question for Carlos, mate?
Yeah, I've got a couple. First one, when you, obviously not sort of Sunderland related, but when you left Millwall, you went back to Trinidad to play. What was the decision behind that?
I wanted some sunshine.
Won't blame you. Won't blame you.
You know what? It's a question I always ask myself, to be honest, and it was a selfish decision from my part. I'll be very honest. It was a selfish decision on my part to go back to Trinidad, not actually thinking of my kids. And as you can tell, I only lasted a year and I'm back. So that alone could tell you I've been bullied by my kids and wife to head back.
Got to listen to the wife. Have to listen to the wife.
Always, mate. Always.
One more quick question. This is obviously a silly one because you're still a professional footballer.
Yeah.
But next year, is there obviously won a competition to play at the Stadium of Light.
Oh, right.
And there's a few of the lads, Michael, Sean, CONRAD. I think Terry's playing for the opposition.
The other team. So I'm trying to get in there first. Do you fancy your game?
I fancy a game, mate.
Yeah,
I fancy a game. I fancy a game.
Those worldies, just score 10 of them for our team.
Yeah.
You guys gotta make sure that I'm there. I want to be there. Honestly, 100%. 100.
Get it.
It's happening. It's happening.
Yeah.
That's I'm happy.
Yeah.
Just make sure. I'll tell you one thing. Just make sure you got a lot of WD-40. That's for the joints.
That'll be for me as well.
Yeah.
If you've just tuned in on SAFC Fan TV, no, you're not seeing things. It is actually Carlos Edwards, the one and only Carlos Edwards. He's having a chat with us at the moment. So if you want to ask a question, drop it in the live chat, and we'll try and read it out. Michael Bowers, have you got a question for Carlos Edwards?
I have done, but before I've got a question, I'm just going to read 2 comments from the live chat because I think it's quite funny. Taffy Mackin put, Hez standing up, just thinking about that Burnley goal. Sol erupted. And then Joanne Punchin put, mine are just looking at his face. So there you go, Carlos. I think you've got another admirer in the group chat. Yeah. Well, my question was, obviously, you were part of the team that won promotion in 2006-2007 under Roy Keane. Now, obviously, you've seen many people go on about Sunderland, the facilities, the stadium, the fan base, all that should be in the Premier League. How much pressure did you feel that season to think, right, we need to get this club back into the Premier League? Obviously, going into that season, obviously, from Sunderland, it wasn't ideal, let's just say. But, how much pressure, and particularly with Roy Keane, how did you manage to hold the pressure of getting the club promoted, and especially when you'll know how intense the Championship is? It's game every 3 days, pretty much.
Oh yeah. When I got the move, I can remember what happened. I remember playing against Sunderland. I think it was just before.
Yeah, it was like December.
Before December.
Yeah.
Right. And we lost 2-1. I remember we scored first. I set up the goal for us, Luton, to score. And then I think Dave Connolly scored a penalty to win the game. I can't remember. Yeah. And after the game, Dwight came up to me and said, oh, you fancy coming to Sunderland? I was like, hell yeah. But I never took anything into it. And I think was New Year's Day, I got the phone call from my agent to say, listen, you got to head up to Sunderland. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh man, I'm knackered. I remember playing against Cardiff on the Monday. I'm knackered. I got to drive up, get up early in the morning, drive all the way up to the northeast and do medical, drive back. But in a nutshell, coming to the club, when I signed, I knew exactly what was required of me.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want anyone to tell me what I already knew. All I wanted them is for them to give me the opportunity, which I did. And I took that opportunity because I always look more on the positive side of things. Yes, you know, I need to work my way into it. I'm not coming there with a golden spoon in my mouth to say, all right, I'm going to start. I used to work every day hard in training, after training, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And Roy used to make sure instill in us that you know, that die hard, never lose mentality. Yeah, he wasn't a hole at times, but you don't want a manager who's always going to be blowing smoke up your behind every 2 seconds. You know, you want sometimes when you slip that you get a boot up your backside to say, listen, you do it again, you're going to get that same boot again, and that will happen. But in a nutshell, also is that he had a core of the team from the season before.
Yeah.
And then he got a lot. He got rid of a lot of maybe not bad eggs, but guys who may not really be clicking at the level that he wanted to. He brought in 1 or 2, myself and whoever it is, and you know, we went on to this worldly run, obviously, and you know, he brought in obviously guys like Danny Simpson, Johnny Evans, and stuff, and we really knitted and dug in so hard that the rest is just history. But it was a big challenge for us to get back promoted because he started bringing in players and spending the money that the board was thinking that you need to get results like yesterday, which he did exactly that.
No, thanks for answering. Appreciate it.
No problem.
The Mammoth Steak, have you got any more questions for Carlos, mate?
Yeah, Mr. Mark Rodden wants to know, did you buy anything from Harvey Mix?
I buy a lot.
Anyway, I was going to ask a question. What's the best atmosphere, Carlos, you've ever played, like been in, like involved as a player? Like now you've like the noise has just been wow.
You know what? I always boast, and I'm not just saying it just for the sake of it. I've played at big stadiums and intimidating stadiums and big crowd, big stadiums and stuff. But when you come to the likes of the Stadium of Light, it's no other. Like when that place starts rocking, it rocks. You know, so I will have to say the Stadium of Light. You know, the atmosphere there. The atmosphere there is it's to be honest, I'm not just saying it for the sake because we're here live now, but it is what it is. Like you go to the likes of Old Trafford and you go to the likes of, I mean, Liverpool and Everton is, to be fair, they are, you know, they are quality also.
Yeah, they can be good atmospheres. Yeah.
It's nothing like the Mackems, mate. You know.
I mean, the current obviously state of our club, Carlos. Obviously, you just said you're a black cat, and you obviously love the club. It must hurt you seeing the current predicament that we find ourselves in. What's your feelings? And I don't know if you can say too much. What's your feelings on the ownership of the club at the moment?
I think it's a bit too. It's a bit too much now. Like they need to make a decision now and say, listen, let's make a deadline. This is the situation. Get the EFL involved to say, listen, there's the paperwork. Let's get things sorted. Instead of like it's like a merry-go-round. Like it just 2 months wait. Oh yeah, we got this consortium coming in. Instead of everyone just, I understand the situation right now. They can't meet up and discuss, but they can do exactly what it is they're doing. We are doing now, and you know, try to put things in place to say, okay, when the pandemic hits, if we can meet, let's try to do something. Let's put it there. At the moment, it's like bloody Brexit. Like, it's like, all right, they can't find a deadline. They can't find a mutual ground to say this is the situation. So it's, for me, I think it's a pain in the backside for me because I want to see like this. Okay, this is it. Okay, right, bang, club is yours. You do whatever it is. Let Sunderland start to blossom now. let the club start reaping the rewards that we need to reap, so it's things like that.
Yeah, I think, while agreeing the panel now, I think Stuart Donald, he's got to go. He's got to sell, but I think we also believe that he's trying to make it hard for potential people coming to buy the club or investors. Yeah. And the day he promised the fans last year that he would sell the club, and I'm not sure if we all believe him. We don't know if he's being very truthful. Do you know what I mean?
I think I think the only decision he will have now is like if things really get a bit too grimy for him and he has no other choice, then he might just say, you know what? But at the moment, he's playing hardball and just making it difficult for everyone who wants to take the club off his hand. Yeah.
Conrad, have you got any more questions on mate?
I've got loads. I could be here all night. But I'll ask one. Mine's, when you went away to Sheffield Wednesday with Sunderland, I think we won 4-2, and I think that was your first goal. It was just a little tap-in. All the rest were outside the box, but that one was a tap-in right at the end. I just remember on the DVD they released after the game that after the match, Roy Keane did an interview, and one of them went, "Do any of the players have any new injuries?" And he just went, "Not yet." After you'd won 4-2, was he like, even because you were 3-0 up, so was he absolutely raging, or was there any moments where you would, even though you won?
No, because as you can tell, the goals were like sloppy goals that they scored that we should have, and that is typical Sunderland, is it? At the end of the day, like it's typical, because if you look in our promotion season in 2006-2007, we were battering Burnley, and then we went 2-1 down.
Yeah,
and then you're thinking, oh shoot, we screwed it. We screwed it up. We screwed it up yet again. Oh no. So it's things like that. But I think that's why he made that comment, Conrad, to say not yet. Because we knew what was coming. Like, we knew obviously he chewed us up and spit us out at the same time, and which was rightly so, because we shouldn't have been conceding goals like that. Once you dominate in a game, the last thing you want to do is to give the opponents those little, those easy sloppy goals and stuff like so.
I was at that game as well. Was it? Atmosphere was great again as well.
You know what? Every time, I'll give you some stats. In all the club I've played for, against Sheffield Wednesday, I've scored.
Oh, there's one to keep.
Yeah.
So
can we sign you on loan next season when we play?
And
I've never lost against them when I scored.
I've got to.
Anyway, if you've just tuned in, yes, it's Carlos Edwards, the main man, the legend who used to play for Sunderland, also Trinidad and Tobago. Please subscribe to our channel. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost a penny. Taffy Mappen says, Carlos, who's the better striker, Dwight York or Kenwyne Jones?
Throw in Stern John in there as well, because he was a good one as well.
I would say, I'd say Dwight any day. If you put Stern in there, it would be neck and neck with Stern and Dwight, but Dwight will be 100% better than Kenwyne.
He was quality, Dwight York. When he went to Manchester United in '99, I think it was, he was brilliant that season. Him and Cole were just unbelievable, weren't they?
They absolutely destroyed them in Europe that year.
They were.
Just leaving teams on the wayside, them two.
Obviously, Jacob Kirkbride is a member of the team here at the Fan TV. He's just asked. I think he's done an interview with you before, Jacob.
Yeah.
He basically says after you scored the goal against Burnley, what was the thought behind the little wiggle, the celebration?
My shoulder, because I just came from. I remember I injured my shoulder. I was out for 5-6 weeks against West Brom away when I injured my shoulder. So I was trying to say to them, listen, the shoulder is back now. Yeah, I could wobble it a bit, give it a head.
Steve, you got another question, mate?
Yeah, just a quick one. Just what's Carlos's thoughts on these the goal against Burnley on the side of Love Supreme, the side of the calf.
Oh,
What's your thoughts about that?
you know, it's an honor, privilege to have your mural up there, and you know that just shows the love the fans have for me and I have for the club and the fans. So it's a mutual respect and love. So for them to do that,
I'm sure it was voted. It was a vote, wasn't it?
it was voted. It was voted, and you know what? As you can tell, like you look at some of the legends who've played for the club. You got the Quinnies, you got the Phillips, you got, you know, all these guys. I could go on and on way before those guys, and to actually for the fans to vote me, hey, I'm not going to say no. I'm going to say thank you.
Yeah.
You know.
Michael Bowes, have you got another question for Carlos?
A couple, actually. First of all, last one from Kathy Mackham again. Carlos, as I'm allowed to invite one other household, will you come to mine for Christmas dinner? No pressure. There's your offer.
Geez. I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say yes, but I would say I would think about it.
There you go, Taffy. There's your answer. And then the second one, it's a bit of a daft question. Obviously, you were with at the stadium like when Kenwyne Jones was there.
Yeah.
I've always, because I'll make it no secret. I didn't actually get into football till like 10 years ago. But I remember it was around. I think it was not long after Kenwyne Jones. It might be a year after Kenwyne left the club. But I've looked at highlights back. What was up with this? What was with this backflip celebration? It's something that's always intrigued me every time I've seen it.
To be fair, even back in Trinidad when we were in college, because we went me and Ken, we went to the same college, but he was 3 years so younger, 3 or 4 years younger than me, and he always used to do it, you know, make those flips, and you know, if I could have done it, I might have started doing it myself. But to say exactly what is behind the celebration by doing those backflips, you'll have to ask that direct to Kenwyne.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Know.
Have you got his number?
I do.
The man mistake. Have you got another question for Carlos, mate?
Yes, Carlos. What's next on the agenda for Carlos Edwards? What were you doing next for yourself? Are you still playing football regular? Are you going?
Listen, I am playing football. I'm playing football with Berry Town in the Ishmael League, non-league.
Oh yeah.
So at the moment, obviously because of the pandemic, it's on a hold until the 9th of January. I think we're going to recommence, depending on if things, you know, got give the okay. So I'm doing that, and then I do a bit of coaching at the same time. I do Sudbury under 14 boys in the EGA league. So you know, I keep myself busy, you know, doing a bit of coaching, and you know, and then still playing some football whenever I can with Berry Town.
Would you ever want to come back to Sunderland as some sort of coach, and you know, in the future one day?
You got something for me? Just tell me, and I'll be up there tomorrow, mate.
When I win the Euros and I buy Sunderland,
I said that to my missus when I said that to my missus 2 days ago. I said if someone give me a job up there now, I'll start jogging. I might make it before Christmas.
Carlos, I've got a question for you. Obviously, you probably played with many talented footballers, but who was the most talented footballer you played with and played against as well?
Everyone always asks me this. There's a lot of players, and I've played for a few clubs, but one of the players that obviously he's not with us anymore. Really sad to see him go. Enjoyed my time with him, and it would be Liam Miller. Yeah. You know, it's just something about him, and it's sad that he's not with us anymore. And at the same time, I used to look at him, and I used to say he can be such a world-class player, but I don't think he took it as seriously as he would have liked. And I think that was his kryptonite, to relax. But it was a pleasure playing with him. Like, he could have picked a pass. He had that ability. I think before when he left Celtic and went to United, I think they were saying that he was the next Roy Keane.
Yeah, which is a massive statement. Yeah,
massive statement. And to have the privilege to play with him. I mean, he didn't make it as big as he would have liked to at United, but for someone to make that statement, you got to have two good testicles, to be put in that spotlight. And the player that I say that one of the best players I used to hate playing against, was Joe Cole.
Joe Cole, aye.
Oh God, mate. Listen, I think I still have nightmares playing against him, mate. Like, Jesus Christ, I'm not even kidding you. When he was at Chelsea, he was like, obviously he was in his prime.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ,
good
mate.
Player.
Yeah.
Really good player. Yeah.
Good player.
Yeah, massive talent as well, didn't he? I mean,
why you think for my first season in Premier League I was injured? I was scared to play against him. That's why. No, only joking. Only joking. No. Yeah, exactly. So, but he was just a absolutely top player, like top quality.
Yeah. Cheers for that, Carlos. Conrad, have you got the next question, please, mate?
Yeah, when we were at the Southampton game, where again we went 1-0 down, I think Saganovsky scored.
That funny name, yeah.
And then so it's sort of a bit of a double question, really. So obviously you scored the worldie with your left as well, and then Grant Ledbetter went, I'm having a bit of this, and he also pinged one in the far corner from things. So you had your little goal of the month competition in one game. Was it also a bit annoying to see Roy Keane, when your goal went in, just go? But when Grant's went in, he ran off going.
Listen, I wanted to give him. I wanted a 2-footer, mate. I was going to run over there and but he was lucky. He was just lucky. But it was my mother-in-law's first game. She came over from Trinidad, and it was her first game.
Okay.
Ever.
Oh wow! Okay.
Wow.
And she came to that game, and obviously scored the goal, and
thought no one's doing better than that.
No one doing better than Dan. You see Roy Keane just giving it that, like he's shaking a dice in his hand, like ready to roll the dice. And then, as you said, Grant scored, and he's trying to punch the sky, But no, it's typical Roy. You look at the Burnley goal. I think he just echoed the same celebration from the Southampton, from the Burnley.
Yeah, just walked forward going.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he just, it was like, all right, yeah, he can do it. Yeah, I know that. I don't need to celebrate it. Yeah, so yeah, he's done that a few times. So yeah, whatever. But I mean, he was, all he used to say to you is hit the target. Once you hit the target, the keeper saves, you can get the rebound, you can get results in throw in or corner. From that, you can score. So it's just it's certain basic things that he used to instill in us. And, whenever you get the opportunity, just shoot, And
it worked.
It worked, exactly. It worked.
Anyway, Michael or Steve, have you got another question for Carlos?
Well, let Stephen go first if he wants.
Stephen.
Go on, Michael, you go first. It's in my head. I'm just trying to think of it now.
Okay, right. Well,
write it down.
We're putting us off.
Okay, then I've got two then. The first one is, obviously you played for Luton and Ipswich across your career as well. What are your thoughts on both the affairs of both them clubs at the minute? Because obviously it's good. Luton are doing pretty well in the Championship, I believe, which with with Nathan Jones. But okay, I'll ask you Ipswich then. What's your thoughts on Ipswich at the moment? Because did you say you live there at the moment?
No comment.
No comment. Fair enough. Okay. But yeah, what's your thoughts on Ipswich at the moment? Because obviously,
no. I mean, how to say, it's it's like deja vu. It's like Sunderland and Ipswich are trying to mimic each other. You know,
Yeah, not necessarily for the best of reasons.
yeah, exactly. Like,
It was the
you
worst.
know, God, I would have to say, in terms of worse, how I feel about the both clubs, I'd have to say Sunderland, because my heart is more to Sunderland. So I would think Sunderland is taking the mick out of me in that way.
Oh, we feel like that on a regular basis.
You know,
Don't worry.
so yeah, so that's why. But like Ipswich, it's just one of them. Also, like the fans are, you know, the fans are there, and it's like you win a game. For me, when I see some of them play, when I see Sunderland play, it's like they play good football, and sometimes, and they don't win. You know, they play good, they don't win, and the fans are happy. And then they play bad and win, and the fans still not happy. So you're thinking,
can it
like,
be now?
you know, like, you know, but I don't want to be too harsh. You know, obviously, you know, I don't think the players who are there have what it takes to, you know, to. I shouldn't say have what it takes. They don't understand what it takes to wear the badge. You know,
exactly. It shows that you care. So.
It represents something. You know, it represents something. You got these youngsters now who thinks driving around in a Range Rover and a BMW, like it's, oh yeah, I'm playing for Sunderland, I'm playing for Ipswich. Yeah, I could walk around with a bloody Ipswich top or Sunderland top if I like, and say, yeah, look at me. it ain't gonna help the club, is it?
Well, it kind of leads on to my next question. Sorry, which obviously, Kevin Ball is someone obviously I admire quite a lot.
Oh,
even
I love Bally.
You know, I'll tell you what, he captures your attention when he talks, doesn't he? Though every time he speaks, like whoa. But on the Netflix series Sunderland Till I Die, I don't know if you've watched it or not, but on the first season, he basically made a comment about players coming up to the Northeast, and one of the advice that he gave was that the fans can be demanding as they rightfully have the expectation to be, but if you give it back, you can be adored by fans. What I was going to ask you was, if any prospective new Sunderland players, and there probably won't be, but if they were watching this, what advice would you give them about coming up to Sunderland, and what you know, from someone who's obviously loved by the fans and has experienced it?
Passionate, be passionate. Know what it takes to wear the white and, you know, the red and white. Know what it takes to wear the badge. Know what it takes to be a black cat.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's all about. The fans just want to see that you give in 100%.
Yeah.
You know, it's the fans are the club. And that's what players don't realize. The fans is the club. When if a new manager comes in, it's where the player is enjoying playing for him, it's a win-win. It's an added bonus. But what players need to get into is to make sure that when they get there, like,
you buy into it.
Yeah, buy into it. It's in there, as you say. Keep pumping it. Like, okay,
get it in the veins.
Get it in the veins. There you go. Put it in the veins, because I didn't know, but you know what? When I came and I played against Sunderland before I came to the club, before I put it in my veins, it was all right. Oh, these fans are passionate, mate. You know, people used to ask the same question. How come you go play for Millwall? No, we all know Millwall are crazy people. They're passionate. So you need to buy into what they have, you know? And I did exactly that.
No, thanks.
Steve, you got your question, Steve?
Yeah, I'm just getting it from the back of the memory bank there. There's been a lot of positive and negative comments about the current squad, but your personal opinion, do you think the squad is good enough to get promotion?
I think the club is good enough. Obviously, we got new manager in a right time. I think it's a right time. He has enough time to make sure. Obviously, the turning point, maybe bring in 1 or 2 in January. It all depends who is available, because what people fail to realize is that managers is the ones that attract the players, not the club. Sometimes, yeah, the club, because they might it might be that, but managers do most of it because, hey, come and play for me. You know what it's like, and if players love that manager and love playing for that manager, they will generate really quickly. And he has time, and he would. I think we are in the right. I hope he don't make me eat my bloody words, but I think we are going down the right path right now. And I don't say that too lightly. No one knew that we would have gone to Lincoln and scored 4.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah,
that's there and there. That is a bonus. That is making a statement there as a manager, and the players reacted to that statement. So
I think we definitely had some pace, some attacking pace, because we have to go very slow.
It was beating me up. Like, I mean, I'm associated with the club in spirit and in whatever, however you want to put it. And when I saw McGeady was not in the fold anymore, I was trying to beat my head around it. Like, I know it's a lot of politics goes on and stuff like, but me as a manager, listen, I would say to this player, listen, I'm different. Listen, come, let me speak to you. Do you want to play for me or not? If you don't want to play, you can go. But I'm not going to hamper the club and hamper my teammates by not playing a player for whatever reason. God knows what is the reason. I don't really care.
Must have been something personal or something must
have
been said. With him,
I don't really care, no.
It's crazy.
And I don't care no more because he's gone and McGeady's back in. So,
exactly.
It's a fresh start. So there you go. Never liked him in the first place. But
Actually answered one of someone's questions on here, which is how would you have coped with Parkinson? I think that answers it perfectly.
I have a lot of patience. I have patience in terms of I'm laid back and stuff like. But
Carlos, did you see Parkinson's infamous cut last year? Sunderland went to Gillingham and got a 1-0 defeat in the league very late on, and Parkinson came out in the press afterwards and basically said something along the lines of, "If we'd have defended that goal properly, we would have got a point and we'd have taken that." Manager of Sunderland in League One says you'll take a point at Gillingham. Like, with all due respect to them,
but that just shows you his the difference between Lee Johnson now and him. Like, yeah, Sunderland don't go to Gillingham to get a point.
Exactly.
Like, so I don't think Sunderland goes. I don't think Sunderland goes to any place to get a point.
Yeah.
So that just shows you he wasn't the guy. So they just wasted how many months?
13 months, wasn't it, altogether?
13 months of wages. 13 months on wages for what?
Sunderland,
to
can
go
we
to
please
Gillingham.
hire this guy?
To
Can
go
you get
to
yourself
Gillingham.
on the coaching team? Get yourself back at the club, man.
Negative football, just negative, boring, slow football, 5 at the back, just terrible, just poor.
Negative, aye. You think so? Obviously, it was definitely the right call, Carlos.
Oh hell yeah! It was 13 months too long.
Yeah.
Carlos,
what do you think of Jack Ross? What do you think of him as a manager?
You know what? I think he was dealt a bit harsh. I think it's.
I agree. I think that.
Yeah, I think they dealt him a harsh blow. Yeah, I think they went under the belt there with that one. Ooh, and then they went for the knockout. Boom. So the referee didn't see that low blow. But yeah, I think he was dealt a bad hand. They should have given him more time, And I mean, he wasn't doing the worst. He wasn't doing the best. But you know what? I think he was leading us down a good path. Yeah, and I think by sacking him,
too many draws.
That's exactly it. I think, but at the same time, we could have keep him and start building on those draws. As we said earlier, on Tuesday night, that was a point. It was a good point. you know, and it's always room for improvement. So, you know, but unfortunately, I mean, you see, you know, he give it the best that he can. You know, he left with his head high, you know. So, and there's managers
Do you think that? Sorry, do you think that if Sunderland had beat Charlton in that playoff final a couple of years ago, I know it's ifs and buts, and it's obviously easy to speculate, but do you in your gut, do you think that if Sunderland had won that playoff final and got promotion, that we could be looking at having a totally different conversation right now?
I think so. Or we could have been having a conversation like, bloody hell, what they're doing right now? Like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
You know, but it would have been good because, you know, we would have been back up there now in seeing the lights once more, coming up against the likes of some of the big boys, the Norwich and the Middlesbrough. You know, you get that nice Northeast derby again, even though it's not with those other black and whites. But, you know, that is another day. You know,
I love the way you didn't name them. That was priceless.
Yeah, you know, but that just,
a name.
yeah, exactly. That just shows like, but you know, as you rightly said, we are where we are for a reason, and it's only one way we can go, and that's up. That's, you know,
God,
promotion.
so.
That's promotion. You know, we. I mean, it's easy for us to sit here and say, oh yeah. But what the fans, what the players need to get into their thick skull is that when they look around, and they look around the stadium and look around the town centre and stuff like, and they see the passion, and that it's nowhere better place to be than to play for Sunderland, you know, and give 100%. That's
well said, well spoken.
Yeah. My mistake. Have you got another question? Because we're down to the last 5 minutes now, so we have to.
I just wanted to ask. I mean, I was a massive Roy Keane fan. What really got under Roy Keane's skin?
Everything.
No.
Being late, I would have thought.
Oh yeah. Oh. Listen, that is his kryptonite. You see, being late. Well, the worst thing you can do is be late and make an excuse, mate. Listen, that hole will go from 6 feet to maybe 100 feet in like a minute. You'll be going underground. That's so honestly, like,
was Anthony Stokes?
He left Stokes and Fulham.
It was 3 of them. It was Stokesy, Fulham, and I think that was
Hussein.
Hussein,
that's him.
Wynyard, is it Wynyard?
Yeah.
Yeah, the service station there on the, is it A19, is it?
No, whether be services, I think, is it?
Yeah, one of them back up there. Yeah. and you're supposed to meet at the service station. Now, Roy, if you say 10 o'clock, it's 10 o'clock. It ain't 1 second past 10. If it's 1 second past 10, you're late. You're late. It's not. If you actually reach on the bus at 10, you are late. So they decided, all right, the bus now pulling off to head on the motorway, and they're just pulling in. And Stokesy is calling Dean Whitehead to say, Dino, tell the gaffer wait. The gaffer Dino went to the gaffer and said, Gaffer, Stokes in the. Roy just went to the driver, just keep driving. I think we were playing Barnsley away. They drove behind.
I was going to the game. We found out a few rumbles. We're like, what's happened? And we couldn't believe it. We couldn't believe it.
They drove to the hotel. They drove to the hotel behind the bus. Got there, and the gaffer told him go back. Roy told him to head back to Sunderland because he already phoned up Bowley and these boys to let them send. I think Henderson, Waghorn, and someone got. I can't remember who was the youngsters at the time who got called up to replace them. Honestly, it was so funny. It was so funny.
Still won 2-0.
Still won 2-0.
That was probably one of the best games away games I've ever been to.
I think Grant scored. Grant and Connolly scored.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
The atmosphere-wise was unbelievable. That game.
Unbelievable, mate. Listen, Roy. And anything like I can remember Roy. he dropped me. I think Tottenham away. I flicking turn up late for the bloody airplane in the aviation centre. Oh my God! You know when you're walking up those steps, look, he sat right there, mate. And he's thinking, oh God, mate. I was on the starting team from the Thursday because he picked his team on the Thursday. Me and Chimbunda was in the stands on the Saturday because I came late. That's how he is. I accepted it. I accepted it because I knew he is someone who was very punctual when it comes to timekeeping and stuff like. And he always used to say to us, it's not a disrespect to him, but it's a disrespect to your teammates, because what he's saying is that if they can be early, so can you. You know, so make the effort. He's always stressed like it's going to have an accident, it's going to have traffic. So if you leave a bit earlier, it might help you beat that accident or that traffic. Or if you get a flat tire, it might give you enough time to change your tire to get where you are. You know, so it's things like that. And a lot of people think that he's an a-hole. You know, but yes, he can't be. But a lot of the things he taught
high
us.
standard, doesn't he? Working under some of the biggest names in football, obviously like Sir Alex and Cloughie. He's got high standards. That's you even say when he's on Sky Sports now, and he sees the players hugging and that kind of thing. He's got that level of standards. That's what players. As a manager, that's what he was.
And that's what players fail to realize. They think, he's, want to say this and that, but mate, just try to see it from his eyes, like what and then you will understand.
Yep. I just want to read a comment now quickly before we wrap it up. Michael Allen says, Carlos, it's the Trinidad Mackham here. You made me fall in love with Sunderland. All the love straight from Moruga.
Oh, Moruga, yes. that's south of Trinidad. Yeah, on the south coast, mate.
Anyway, Carlos, I think we'll all agree we'd love to speak to you all night. Obviously, we can't, but I just would like to say from myself and all the lads, really appreciate you coming on. Absolute legend.
Listen, I appreciate it, mate. So, as I said, I'm here at your guys' disposal anytime you want me. You got my contacts now. Just hit me up.
Next season.
Next
you're
season.
playing in our team, yeah. You're in our team.
Honestly, listen, I'm gonna wait. Let me get my booth. Wait, hold on, 1 second.
Oh, here we go.
He's gonna turn up with something good, and I've got like £20 Sondicos or something like that.
I got these bad boys. I ain't even used them yet. Look.
Right.
It's still, so they still got the tags, everything on it, So, there you go. Look. So I'll keep these for when we run out to the Stadium of Light.
Yes, that'll be great.
Right. Anyway, we'll give Carlos obviously the last words of the show. Carlos, if you can send a message out to all the Sunderland fans, for Christmas and the New Year, and obviously the pandemic and stuff.
Carlos Edwards here. Love being on the show. To all my fans, and that's Sunderland fans, I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. Stay safe. Be obedient. Social distance. Enjoy your time where is possible. So once again, enjoy. Merry Christmas. And all the best for the new year.
Sunderland! Right, that wraps it up. Thanks, Carlos. Obviously, thanks for being in the live chat. I know we didn't make many up, but thanks for tuning in. We will be back on Sunday at 7 p.m. for the Sunday Bunch. So from myself, Sean Middleton, CONRAD Lee, Steve Cass, the Man Mistake, Michael Bowes, now special guest, the Sunderland legend, former Sunderland player, Carlos Edwards. We'll say bye for now. Stay safe.
Bang.
See you later.